Welcome back to My Bullions Podcast. I'm your host, and today we're diving into the intense battle between India and China in the steel industry and taking a close look at the precious metals market. Let's get started. Folks, the steel industry is heating up. India and China are going head-to-head in a fierce battle for global dominance. With a new government in place after the recent elections, Indian steel manufacturing firms are raising their voices, demanding higher import duties and measures to curb the flood of cheap Chinese steel. Can you believe it? During the April-March 2024 period, India ended up being a net importer of steel. Yep, you heard that right. Finished steel imports hit a 5-year high in April and May. Indian steel and trade ministries are scrambling to resolve this issue. The tension is palpable. Now, let's talk about the reactions from Indian steel firms. Imagine this. Cheap Chinese steel is pouring into the Indian market, and it's starting to hurt. Indian steel exports are taking a hit. Ranjan Dar, the big guy over at ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India, says we need to take action. He's calling for measures to control these rising steel imports from China and even other sources like Vietnam. The stakes are high, folks. Global steel consumption is down, and demand for Chinese steel within China is plummeting due to economic concerns and a real estate crisis. Chinese steel companies are selling at prices lower than production costs. It's a race to the bottom, and Indian companies are feeling the squeeze. Hold on to your hats, because China's steel exports are through the roof. In 2022, they exported 65 to 68 million tons of steel. But in 2023, this skyrocketed to approximately 85 million tons. And get this, in April 2024 alone, the value of Chinese steel exports to India was a whopping $434.01 million. This is up from $391.67 million in March. During these 2 months, India imported 1.1 million metric tons of finished steel. That's a 19.8% increase compared to last year. Crazy, right? Here's a twist for you. Moody's recently put out a report suggesting that India might just have what it takes to outpace China. They're predicting India's steel demand will grow by 5 to 7% over the next 12 to 18 months. This surge is driven by robust economic and population growth, rapid industrialization and urbanization, and strong government policies. Meanwhile, China's steel demand is expected to decline slightly due to a sluggish property market and slower economic growth. Could India take the lead? It's looking possible. All right, precious metals fans, let's shift gears and talk silver. After a strong rally, silver prices recently hit their highest level since December 2012. But wait, they've corrected a bit, dipping below $30. Don't panic though. Strong premiums on physical silver in Shanghai are keeping the market buoyant. Premiums on the Shanghai Gold Exchange for physical silver are at $33.03, well above Western prices. Industrial demand from the solar industry in China and India is depleting physical stocks, and this could lead to a short squeeze on the COMEX. Exciting times ahead. Since February, silver prices have surged, peaking at $32.51 in May. Despite a 12.14% decline since then, a healthy consolidation at elevated levels is expected. The support zone between $29 and $28 is crucial. If silver breaks through this support, we could see a prolonged correction. On a euro basis, silver prices slipped from their uptrend channel, testing the support zone at EUR 26.75. But don't fret, the charts are showing a clear buy signal. And before we wrap up, let's not forget about copper. Prices have firmed slightly as investors balance optimism over potential U.S. interest rate cuts with concerns about high inventories and lackluster demand in China. Copper on the London Metal Exchange is holding steady at $9,875 a metric ton. Analysts say that a renewed rally in copper prices needs lower interest rates, a pickup in demand, and shrinking inventories. We'll keep an eye on this one for you. What an episode, folks. From the steel wars between India and China to the latest trends in precious metals, the markets are buzzing with activity. Stay tuned to My Bullions Podcast for your daily dose of market insights, and remember to subscribe for the latest updates. This is your host signing off. Keep investing wisely, and we'll catch you next time on My Bullions Podcast.